Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? You know it ain't no stopping. It is your boy, the International Sensei. Keep it right, keep it tight, and above all, please talk to me nice. And welcome to the Enter the Dojo podcast. And this week, man, we got some hectic stuff going on in the FGC. EVO, the World Championship of Fighting Games, are going on, and not a lot of people are necessarily happy about it. Of course, for those of you who don't know, we've been under a rock. I mean, hell, even if you've been under a rock, you know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And most major tournaments have had to cancel or vastly reschedule and alter their events. And EVO has decided to make a completely online tournament with four different games on the lineup. Number one is Mortal Kombat 11. You also have Killer Instinct, as well as Skullgirls, and then the My Little Pony fighter. I do not remember the exact name of the damn thing. I don't have it in front of me right now. But it's basically like a horse animal-ish type of fighter. So those are the four games, and the main reason why they picked those games was because the netcode is very good in those, and a lot of the Korean and Japanese made games, they're very bad with the netcode. I mean, like, just from speaking from experience, Tekken's netcode, like, when it lags super hard. Like, it lags hard as hell. Street Fighter 5, same thing. There will be times where you'll get what I like to call fake hits. So I'll get a hit, and I'll think I can hit confirm it into whatever. So say I'm playing Rashid in Street Fighter 5, and I'll do a jab into a mixer, and I don't get the combo, and then I get punished because it said I hit. Then, okay, I say I hit, so the hit registers, and I, on reaction, because I have that muscle memory of confirming after the jab hits or after the medium punch, whatever, hits, I go for it, it gets blocked, and then I get punished. So things like that happen in a game with like heavy lag, and Street Fighter 5 already had like input lag as it is. They like just fixed that. So now the kind of like unsung heroes of the FGC are coming to prominence in the tournament, but a large majority of like the big names in the NRS community, even some of the KI community, are kind of baffled because I believe there's no pot. Right now there's no entry fee, so everything is free to enter. And when you make stuff free to enter, most of the time there's no pot, or if there is a pot, it's a very, very small one. And so guys, I mean, there's a lot of players that are just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. And it's going to come to a point where they're going to be like, okay, so we're not getting much entrance. People don't want to enter. People might not want to watch it. We're not going to get those ad dollars from Twitch and things like that. So it's going to be, I don't know, they're going to have to make a decision at a certain point, because my thing is, you're the World Championship of Fighting Games, regardless if you're online or not. You have like 20 plus years at this point, or if not longer, damn near close to 30 in the fighting game community. And you can charge money. I mean, you just can't charge out the wazoo. Like charging like $20, $30, however much, to run each tournament, so people can at least have some incentive to play. Because if there's no incentive to play, people are not gonna feel the need to. Because if I go into a tournament and it's a quote unquote World Championships and there's nothing on the line for me, it's not going to be as meaningful. Like, for example, in combat sports, I know that if I win the boxing World Championships, I'm going to be in line to be on the national team. I'm going to be have a chance to make the Olympic team, all this other stuff. Like, that's an incentive. Where EVO, they're not incentivizing you because there's no pot at all from what I've seen. I haven't seen a Matcherino. I haven't seen like a guaranteed numbers for the pots and things like that. And now the tournaments where normally they're all on the same weekend, now they're across 4 different weeks, which could be good for this for the fact that people can like actually watch all the matches from each game. But it's just strange. I mean, you have an online tournament, and you have games like Killer Instinct and games like Mortal Kombat. Yeah, like to a lesser degree, those other 2 games, not really. I mean, they're obviously not as played as those other games, but you have communities that laid out the foundation on how to run online tournaments. I mean, you have Injustice 2, MKX, MK11, which like War of the Gods, Combat Cup, Console Combat, all that stuff that has a steeped tradition in doing majority or if not all online tournaments. And they understand how it works. You have to region ban, you have to Wi-Fi ban, there's certain stuff that you have to ban, and they're not even doing that. Like, they pretty much allowed everyone to compete, which is great. I mean, it is the World Championship, so everyone should be allowed to compete, but they're not Wi-Fi banning, like, all kinds of stuff. I mean, they're not, like there should be, like, maybe a specific rate that you should have to be able to enter. They're not giving a prize pot. They're not posting a matcherino, so it's just like kind of like a slapped together event. You know what I mean? And it's starting to, I guess, bleed through the community, and people aren't big fans of it, and especially with all these things going on in the world as well. A lot of stuff that happened with Mr. Wizard being rude to players like Poke Chop and things like that are coming back up, and I don't know, it's just not I wouldn't say it's not a good time. It's a great time to be a fighting game player because there's a lot of things going on, but it's not a good time to have the quote-unquote World Championships for the simple fact that if you're going to half-ass it, then there's no point in having it. Like, at this point, I mean, people would rather go to a console gaming league tournament online because they know what the prize payout's going to be. They know Wi-Fi is going to be banned. Like, they know these certain things. Like, you can't expect a person that grinds this game every day, whether it's Injustice, whether it's MK, whether it's Tekken, Street Fighter, whatever the hell it is. You can't expect the person that grinds a game every day to be allowed to have such subpar quality in a day and age where there are so many superior online tournaments. I mean, you have Destroyers Tournament. Aquaman has the Coliseum. Honeybee has the Swarm series. They had War of the Gods back in Injustice 2. They had, my boy Tack, he had the Unjust League. I mean, there were so many different leagues and tournaments that have done it well. Why would you not just follow the blueprint? I mean, there's no need to recreate the wheel, or in this case, to just say fuck it and be like, let's not even put no rubber on the fucking tire. Like, it's ridiculous. You have to consider your market. Like, understand that it's a very simple concept. Understand that people don't like to play with people on Wi-Fi. So therefore, get a damn wired connection. If you can't do that, then you can't play. Okay, oh well, it happens. It's very simple. Give either a matcherino or make an entry fee. That's very simple. Momocon did it. Like, it just baffles me. Even if it's $20, people are going to be willing to pay that $20 for the simple fact that it's EVO and that they know that their money is going into a pot which will result in them making more money. But if you're not going to do that, you're not going to ban Wi-Fi, you're going to exclude certain areas, even though you're going to include certain areas that don't have certain regions of the world that really don't have the best internet, and then exclude certain areas. Like, it's not helpful. And I don't know. I hope they change it, but I mean, it's in like it's in like the end of the month. It's like in July. June just started, but it's in July, and I don't know, man. I hope something changes about it. I mean, because EVO is like a great tournament. I mean, that's how I got my start in fighting games. Not as far as commentary, but just knowing what they were. I randomly like grabbed the Twitch app one day. It was like, you know how like Facebook has like the apps that they advertise on the timelines and stuff. I randomly found that one day, downloaded it, and clicked on it. It was the 2012 Street Fighter 4 Championships. It was either the year Infiltration won, or it was the year Luffy won, whatever year it was. And I was like, man, this is dope. I mean, I didn't know they had tournaments for this kind of stuff. So they're steeped in tradition, so they warrant a lot of respect, but they also have to respect their players. And the one games that they've never given a good amount of respect to are NRS games. And that's just a fact. I mean, the year of Injustice 2, one of the best years that the game ever had at EVO. And as far as the match quality, every match was really good. A bunch of upsets. Honeybee lost to Big D. Hero Killer Stain was doing work with Cyborg. Biohazard was doing work. Gur was doing work. Silver Eye, Sonic Fox was trying to fight his way back after losing his first EVO championship. Tweety was in the mix. I mean, there was so many, Infinity, ATP. It was just so many great storylines, and then they fucked that up because they kicked us off stream. I mean, not say us, but kicked them off stream, and missed the entire top 16 qualification for top 8. And that blew a lot of people and rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And then, of course, like last year was the Saturday final, which I personally don't have an issue with it being a Saturday final, simply because I am not a fan of morning finals, because you don't see the crowd, there's no hype, no nothing, so I'm fine with the Saturday finals, honestly. But you're having a game with a community that feels like it's been disrespected, and it's clear that it's been disrespected. You have a guy, Mr. Wizard, who has been rude to a lot of players, who is documented, never given apologies and things like that. And then you structure a tournament that looks very slapped together, and expect people to enter in droves. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm sure there's going to be people that enter, but for what? Like, you need to lay out everything. Like, is there going to be a pot? Is there going to be Wi-Fi bands? Is there going to be certain stuff? And people will come because it's EVO. And as much crap as people want to talk, and as badly as NRS feels that they've been treated, everyone wants an EVO medal. It's just the prestige of it. It is the world championship of fighting games. Very few people that grind fighting games would say that they don't want an EVO medal. That's the championship. They don't want an EVO medal or a tour medal. Those are the two. I mean, every fighting game for the most part now is at EVO in some capacity, or tries to make it to EVO, and then every fighting game has a tour. So if you're not winning the tour, you want to win EVO. But who knows, man? Who the hell knows? We'll see how it goes. I'm interested to watch, see how like EVO unfolds and stuff like that. But it's not looking too hot, honestly, because a lot of other events have put on much more quality products, have given much more information, have made it so that the player is worrying about the one important thing, which is playing. I truly, truly hope that they figure it out. I mean, they have a couple weeks to do so. I hope it goes well, and I hope it's entertaining to watch, because EVO's been around for a while, and it would be sad to see or whoever is controlling it, lack of I guess initiative, for lack of a better term, be the reason that they're not back next year, or be the reason that their numbers dwindle to the point where they can't come back next year. You know what I mean? So I really hope that they like pick it up and restructure their tournament, and are just able to understand that the players need to be compensated. Like, we're not, like, it's gone are the days of like free tournaments and getting like $20. No one's gonna spend 8-9 hours in a day playing on your platform and not getting paid. People are gonna stream their own games. People are gonna be like Destroyer and make their own tournament series, like Aquaman, like Tack, like myself, because I'm doing the Sensei session on Friday nights, where I'm gonna do different games like King of the Hill style, where we just chop it up and play fun games on a Friday. But who knows, man? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe this will be a great EVO, maybe this will be the worst EVO people have ever seen. But with that being said, man, that is my take on it. Thank you for listening to the Enter the Dojo podcast. I am your host with the most, the International Sensei. Please follow me on Twitter at Sensei_Global21. Instagram at International_Sensei. Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes, the Enter the Dojo podcast, your source for all things fighting related, whether that is combat sports or fighting games. And once again, thank you very much, and we must now exit the dojo. Us.